All right, double discount, double discount, double discount. What's better than one discount? Two discounts, right? Always better to save way more money. So on Thursday, we talked about discount, and now we're talking about double discount. So let's say I'm going to buy a 17-inch TV for the class, and it costs $850. So this big screen TV costs $850. But because it's at the end of the year, they want to sell it and they want to push it out. They don't want it to have it for next year. So it is on sale for 40% off plus 60% off. So they have two discounts.
So 100%?
Math would be so much easy if we can just say it's 100% off. If it's 100% off, wouldn't that mean it's free? But do you ever go to the store and they give you something for free? No. So even though these 2% add up to 100%, that's not how we have to do the math correctly. Okay? So, how much do you save? And then, what is the new price? Okay? So, how much do you save and what is the new price? So, we cannot, write this down, all of it. We cannot add the 40 and the 60. Sorry, math is not that easy. So, when we have double discount, we have double the work. But we get to use a calculator, so it's not that terrible. So, your first step is to take your price. What is the original price of the item? $850. And you're going to multiply it by your first percent given. What is your first percent? 40%. So how do I write 40% as a decimal? 0.4. I love it. Ain't no need for that extra zero. All right, type it in. Tell me what it is. All right, what'd you guys get? 850 times 0.4. 240? No, 340. Okay. Now, who remembers? What is my second step?
850 minus 340.
Subtract 850 minus 340. If you want to use a calculator, you can do that. So, first step is the regular discount. You take your 40% off, you type it in.
510.
What do we get?
510.
510. Good. Now, we would be done right now if it was last week. It was just one discount. But today, we are talking about double discount. I have 40%. This would be with 40%. But the store is offering an additional 60%. Double the discount. So now, I have to do the 60%.
Oh,
So we're going to repeat step 1.
510 times 5.6.
So we're going to take our new price, our new lower price, and we're going to multiply it by 0.6 because that's your second percent. That's your second percent. Bella, write this down and use a calculator.
It's 306.
All right. What's our last step, gentlemen? Yeah, not the original. Yep. So what do we get with 510 times 0.6? 306. This one. And then step 2, we take the 510. We know 850 no longer exists. It no longer exists. We don't use it. Then we're going to subtract 306. 510 minus 306. And what do we get? 204. So who can tell me what is my new price? Because you did all this work, but then some of you don't really know what these numbers actually mean. So what's the new price of my 70-inch TV? 204. Good. Now, can someone tell me how much did I save in total? How much did I save all together?
612.
No.
612.
No.
645.
What is it? Not. You're very close.
636.
Yes. 646. How did I get that number? You add your step ones.
Oh.
That's going to give you how much you saved in total. In total, I saved $646. I saved a lot. Well, it was 40 and 60%. Those are big percents. Okay? So, it is a lot. It's double the work. But you're using a calculator, so it's not like terrible. All right, let's say I need a new laptop. Okay? And I need a really good graphics card. So the laptop cost $1,600. Write this down. But it's 25% off plus 20% off. So 25 plus 20% off. So what's your first step? Yep. So 1,600 times 0.25. You can use a calculator, or you can be super awesome and know what it is. So what did we get when you type this into the calculator? 400. Good. Now what's your second step? Yep. 1,600 minus 400. We're writing this down. And we're trying to work ahead of Miss O'Malley. Okay, what do we get? 1,600 minus 400 is? 1,200. What's a laptop? Some laptops are very expensive. But we have 20% off. So are we paying $1,200? No, we're still not done. Now we get to repeat step one, but this time with our new price of 1,200 times point what? 0.2. Because what's our second percent? 20%. So now we're going to use 20%. So type it into your calculator. What is it? 240? Thank you. And then what's our second step again? Subtract. Make sure you're using the new 1,200. All right. What's our new price? Yeah, so your new price is equal to $960. Yay! Now who can tell me how much did I save in total? Nice. Very good. Because on the test Wednesday, I might ask you this answer, or I might ask you for how much do you save. So you have to understand, like, oh, how much you save, that's this two added together. Or what's my new price? Oh, that's the very end. So I might ask you for everything. You never know. You never know.
Ali,
Yes.
are we going to be able to use the calculator on our test?
Can you imagine if I don't?
No. Nope, I would never have that. I'm not going to be able to.
If everybody turns in this worksheet, Dylan, and you can use the calculator on the test.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I have to teach you something in about 10 minutes. So this is only half of what I get.
Another paper right now?
Yeah. Oh my god, relax, relax. Yeah.
Wait, just 4 questions?
Yeah, and a calculator. So it's gonna go by pretty fast. I actually get to teach you something in about 10 minutes. This is half the lesson. We gotta catch up since I was out. Okay, a PS5 is on sale at a store for 20% off the regular price of $700. Miss Amelia has a coupon for an additional 10% off the already marked down price. What is the cost of the PS5 after the 2 discounts are taken? So what's our first step? How do we set up our first step? 700 times 0.2.
Is it 175?
$175.
140.
Do you know the phantom tax?
All right. Sales tax. We are recording in Santa Ana. We have a sales tax of 9.25%.
Mr. Armstrong was talking about that.
Good.
Yeah.
He taxed you?
So, Jordan, everything that we buy, everything that you're wearing right now, that phone that needs to be silenced, you had to pay a tax on. Basically, everything in your backpack was taxed. Everything in this classroom has been, there's a tax that was paid on it. Okay?
Everything has tax.
Everything, you have to pay an additional tax. The only thing you do not pay an additional tax is when you buy groceries. So a gallon of milk, if it says $2.99, you're going to pay $2.99. A pound of apples is 99 cents. You're going to pay 99 cents. But if I go to McDonald's and they're cooking the food for me, they will charge me tax on that.
It's because they're doing it.
Yes. So if it's at the grocery store, a box of cereal, no tax. Go to Carl's Jr., order something, tax. Even if it's just soda, it's tax. When you buy a car, you get taxed. So it's like, oh, how much do those jeans cost? Oh, let me look at the sticker. Oh, it costs $19.99.
Oh,
but
wow.
when I go to the cash register, are they charging me $19.99?
No.
No, it's maybe like $21 or something with some change, whatever. Because they're charging me tax.
Why?
So in Santa Ana, it's 9.25.
What did he go over?
Depending on the city that you live in, is how much tax you get charged.
How do you know this? Yeah, she pays taxes. No, because she taxes people.
So every time you go to the store, you're going to pay a tax.
I used to live in Anaheim.
Depending on the city that you live in, you may pay more or you may pay less.
We live in Anaheim.
So this is if I go to a store. So even if I don't live in Anaheim, but I go to Disneyland, let's say, and I buy something in downtown Disney, they're going to be charging me 7.75%. So less than Santa Ana. If I go to Costa Mesa, which is just down the street, right? Just a couple blocks away, we're already in Costa Mesa. They're going to charge me 7.75% in tax if I go to Costa Mesa,
You get taxed?
right? So if I go to Fountain Valley, $8.75. But of course, if we go to Tustin, Tustin is $7.75.
How about with it?
Santa Ana though is $9.25, right?
The highest
Santa Ana is one of the highest. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
For what?
So, a couple of years ago, it was put on the ballot to vote on if we should raise our taxes here in Santa Ana.
That makes no sense.
And Garden Grove, to answer your question, $8.75. And the voters of Santa Ana said, yes, increase our sales tax, because they can't just increase it without us voting on it. So they increased it, and here we are now.
But when apart. Why would people increase it though?
Because the way they write it on the ballot. So the way they write on the ballot, they says, would you like to increase the sales tax to provide the city with XYZ, and they sell it to you, and you're like, oh yeah, and they say it's only going to increase by 0.2%,
Bruh.
and you're like, oh, 0.2,
That's 20%.
that's nothing. Yeah, but what if you don't know, right? You're like, oh, 0.2, that's nothing. But in reality, it's like, wait, it can add up, especially if you're buying a lot of things. For example, let's pretend I'm gonna go to Target and spend $300 on games or toys. If I go to the one on Bristol, that's Santa Ana, I'm gonna pay more than if I go to Costa Mesa on Harbor and go to their Target. It costs the same. Let's say this cup at Target costs $5 at all the Targets. But if I go to the one in Santa Ana, it's going to cost me more than the one if I go to Costa Mesa. Now, if I'm buying like small things, maybe it doesn't matter. But what if I'm buying something super expensive? Does it matter which city I go to?
Like a fridge.
Like a fridge? Yes, it does. It will add up.
You get taxed.
Huh?
They just make more money instead of raising the taxes. Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, you just print more.
No. You should look into the governments that have just printed more money.
Why?
Wait, why don't we just print money?
That's what I'm saying.
You
just
should ask
print
Mr.
it.
Armstrong that.
Why?
You go, in Miss O'Malley's class, we were talking about sales tax, and I said, why can't we just print more money? And she said, for some reason, to ask you about it.
No, like, actually, why can't we just print more
Just get a
money?
printer and then get like
I'll
$100
right now.
bill, put on the printer.
I have his numbers.
It won't print.
All right.
The printer will automatically not print money.
You think Mr. Armstrong will tax me back?
No, you sincerely ask him. Tell him what we're talking about here, and tell him exactly like. But then she asked me to ask you, what would happen if the government just prints more money? Wouldn't that solve all our issues?
The economy will,
How
not be rich.
enough paper?
He's swinging with the paddle. Wait, Miss O'Malley, will you get mad at us though?
I don't think so.
You too?
It depends on how you ask him.
One time I asked him a question, he's like, don't tell me a dumb question, and he made me stand up.
Oh, I remember
It's
that.
it's personal.
He's like, stand
question.
up. Like, that's a stupid
Okay,
question.
well,
It's because he asked like.
okay, listen.
You ask him if he was fat.
Okay, listen. I've known you for 18 weeks. I know how you ask questions and how they're not appropriate for class. So let's stay on this.
I asked pretty good.
Okay, Jordan. Yep, I've known you for 18 weeks as well. Okay, your price times your percent will give you your tax amount. So this is the same step as discount, but now we call it tax amount. Here, notice the difference. We are not subtracting. We are now adding because it's tax. We're going to make the price go up. So write this down because these are your steps.
So it's the same thing, just adding.
Correct. But write it down because when we come back in January and I talk about this, you're like, I don't remember if I add or subtract.
If you just watch the video.
Hmm.
Go to Google.
Yes.
I just realized Ruben's not here.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Let's say I'm going to buy a sweater for my mom for Christmas that costs $45. Let's say we're going to buy my mom a Christmas sweater for $45.
Why is the S so far away from the W?
I know, right? And the tax
Why is it so
is 9%. Okay? So we're going to buy the sweater for $45. Now, if you do any online shopping, they also charge you a tax. So let's say Amazon. And they charge you a tax depending on where you live.
Shipping.
That's different. Yes.
Don't they charge you like 2 tax? The shipping and the clothes?
No, shipping is shipping and
Wait,
tax
why
is tax.
Shipping.
Shipping is the fee to mail
Last
it.
time I paid like $11 for like a $2 item.
Smart.
Oh yeah, on the TikTok shop.
Okay. 45 times. Now this is tricky. A lot of kids mess up here. How do I write 9% as a decimal?
What's that word?
0.9.
0.9.
Point zero nine.
Point
Point zero nine.
0.9.
0.9.
Yes, she has it.
What?
But just put 9.
No.
Oh no, just put point.
If you write 0.9, you are telling me 90%.
I said 0.9 and then you didn't say yeah.
Yeah, it says 0.9.
Okay, well then I was listening to other wrong answers and I didn't hear yours. Okay, so 0.09. Now when you put this into the calculator, do you need to type in this 0? Yes. If you do not type in this 0 on the calculator, you get a wrong answer. So go ahead and type this into the calculator.
Why can't we do it right now?
Go ahead.
But it's gonna be hard.
Then why are
You got me in trouble.
Okay, type it into the calculator. Let's go.
It's 4.05.
What'd you get?
4.05.
What is it?
4.05.
If you do not have the decimal in the right spot, you didn't type in the decimal correctly.
It's 405.
It's 4.05.
Yes, but I didn't hear everyone give me that decimal in the right spot.
That's what I said.
Oh, I didn't say it was you.
It's 40.5.
Now our second step is $45 plus $4.05. So go ahead and add that either with the calculator or without.
49.05.
Good job.
Wait, why is it 45?
I made up that number. I said the sweater cost $45. It's for my mom. This is never enough.
What if it's like $1 million?
Oh.
She would be in debt.
Okay, well, now something for myself.
Yeah, what if we were in the video of the grocery one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Jaden's, write this down quickly, quietly. My Miss Amelia wants to buy a super cool car.
Is it like a Prius?
Totally.
Is it the car that the baby used?
It's a 56.
Oh, it's
Is
an
it a Kia
octane.
Boy?
It's an octane from Fortnite.
Okay, $56,000. Jaden,
This is Octane.
Jordan. 8%, just enough to finish this because we're going to use a calculator. So your super cool car costs $56,000, but the tax is 8%. So what's our first step? How do we set up our first step? This 0 is super important. We actually have to use it and we have to type it in, Brianna. So go ahead and type this into the calculator.
Wait, we have to write that down? Wait. 56,000 times 0.08. 4,480. You're paying like
They charge you a lot.
like
Yes.
60,000.
So I'm going to pay an additional $4,480 just in tax for this car. Does it matter what city I buy the car in?
Plus,
Yeah,
Miss, could the stores like not charge you tax if they have?
they have to legally.
legally.
Okay,
What if you like bribe them?
let's add them.
What if you work there?
If you bribe them, you're bribing them with money, so therefore you're paying a tax.
No, but like, what if you only give them
yeah.
2,000?
Oh wait, so it's 60,480.
60,000.
What if you just
Or
have
every-
the beef?
This is your total. What do we call it? Total
Total,
price. Total price. Total cost. This is just your tax. You're gonna pay an additional $4,000 just in taxes.